I don't know if you've seen a couple of articles talking about the new Battlefield 6 that should be coming out in 2025 apparently. I wasn't really there in my mind, but I guess it's time for it. Last Battlefield was in 2021, Battlefield 2042, which had a bad launch. And as many people said, Battlefield's always had rough launches before, besides Battlefield 1 that was a bit more, a bit less of a drama, but Battlefield 3 had issues. But now I think when games have bad launches, it sets a precedent to how the game's gonna perform later on in its life. And we've seen it with Battlefield 5, 2042, and Battlefield 3 no and 4 no, because back then things were different, I feel like. And now it really has an impact. I feel like people have more choices now for games, and they're just gonna go play something else and forget about the crap launch they had on the game. They're just gonna refund it and forget about it, basically. In the recent articles I've seen, apparently there's a couple of studios working on it. The most resources they ever had, apparently. With studios like DICE, Motive, Criterion Games, Ripple Effect, and EA all together. But from what I've seen, Ripple Effect's gonna work on a free-to-play battle royale offering. I'm not sure about this, but I guess it's to keep people hooked and get money from microtransactions, of course. Being said in the article that they did a lot more external player testing to have more feedback on what's going on, what's to fix, what could be improved, I guess. But like people were saying on Reddit that I saw, and it's right, like I remember these things being a problem. They did the same thing with 2042. They did a lot of playtesting, but they didn't listen to anyone, what they were saying and things they wanted, and they ended up putting those things up later on because people were right and they didn't listen, basically, like the scoreboard, for example. Also, apparently going back to a class-based system, which I really doubt it, because maybe they could, like, honestly just get no operators, just class system with skins on the players. Like your assault guy would have a skin, but no like different assault guy operators per se, which limits the money and the skins transactions they can make and whatever. They also want to go back to 64 player maps with the new gauntlet mode, which details aren't really set up yet, but for 64 player maps I think they were doing it in 2042 and now it's pretty good. So we'll see for later. And it's kind of crazy that 2042 was released a bit more than 3 years ago. And it's really down in population like it is right now, and I don't have high hopes for new Battlefields, but I'll be there to play it. They also need to stop putting like overdone stuff like tornadoes and shit like that. We don't need that. If the game is good in itself, the gunplay is fun, vehicles are fun, and things are interesting, it's gonna like be fun by itself. We don't need like extra things that are not realistic and kind of ridiculous looking. I'll leave a link to this in the description below to the article I was referring to. Let me know what you think, if you're gonna play the game, if you're interested or not, if you're done with the franchise after the bad releases they got. For me personally, I'll be playing, making content of course, but if it's not good, I'll probably just do a couple of videos and stop playing, you know? Because getting fed up with these terrible launches and butched out things like they do